All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Everything NYJ. It's Monday night. I got one of my other partners in crimes here tonight. Liam is having a family get together, so shout out to Liam on everything he's doing, man. He's killing it right now. But this time tonight, we got Italy Jet and we got Porto. I know he's got
What's
another name, but I call him Porto. I gotta give props to my Portos guys. How you doing, man?
I'm good, bro. Appreciate you reaching out. I mean, I saw the message come through with a little, hey, you want to talk Jets? And I was like, oh, the guy
Exactly.
finally saw the tattoo and figured, you know what? This guy might like the Jets a little bit. That's awesome.
Hey, man, always, always. Man, so how has your Christmas been?
Oh, you know what, dude? It was a good Christmas. Fun story. Wife was cooking pepperoni rolls Christmas Eve to get everything ready for the festivities. And
Right.
she mistaked, I guess, her finger for the sausage and cut half of it off. So my wife and I got to spend Christmas Eve in the ER. And I will tell you, bro, I don't want to see a pepperoni roll for the rest of my life. Okay? Never again. Never again.
Oh man, he said nothing for the rest of his life. Oh my
How was yours, man?
goodness. It was very busy, but it was fun. It was fun. It ended up being it ended up a lot of changed plans. It seems like that's the theme of my family lately. There's always plans switching up. So late, but it was good. It was really fun, and I'm really glad everything worked out. But as you know, we're here to talk Jets. So I mean, let's just get to the elephant in the room. Mike White has been cleared.
It
Um,
has.
I am excited, but I have some problems with it. Not exactly with Mike White, other problems. So,
Okay.
what do you think about Mike White coming back at the right place at the right time?
I mean, it feels like everything right now, bro, is like lining itself up for like a true content guy's dream scenario of how the
Right,
season's going to play out, right? So
right.
it just felt like this was that moment, like you expected it to come. The horrible showing from Zach Wilson against the Jaguars. They have no chance. Then Santa shows up on Christmas, like, oh, here you go, guys. Let me make sure every team you need to lose loses. Oh, the Patriots? Okay. Dolphins, Raiders, Browns. And then boom, we wake up today. It's like, hey, after 37 doctors and the one that actually matters at the facility, we get Mike White, bro. So I know the fan base is ecstatic right now. I mean, how could you not be, right?
I mean, just like you said, I just felt like after this weekend, I'm going into this like, oh, wow, that connected, that connected. Oh my God, we're still alive. Holy crap. And now it's like Tua. Let's talk about Tua now.
Mm.
Tua's in concussion protocol. That's his second time, correct? Second, third time
Well, yeah,
in
technically,
concussion protocol?
second time that they've actually had to do it, right? I mean, I
Yeah.
think both of us Jets fans that obviously pay attention to what happens in our division, what happens with the Dolphins. There's been a couple times it seems like Tua's just been knocked around a little bit. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's just you saw there was something wrong in that game when they played this weekend. But
Right.
I hate to say it, nothing against you Dolphins fans, but I'm so glad you have no Tua. All right,
I'm so glad.
my chances went up that much higher. All right.
I mean, props to all the Dolphins fans, but man, I'm sorry. I feel like we've suffered longer. No offense. I mean, yeah, they've suffered a long time too,
Mhm.
but that's why we're what rivals, right? That's what makes it a rivalry. So with Tua being in concussion protocol, and he might not even play this weekend, we still don't know what's going to happen because with concussions, they can go either way. They can
Right.
go one way or the other way, or he's totally cleared. For me, if he doesn't come back this week, their backup is it still Bridgewater, correct, or is it Thompson still? I think it's both of them still, correct?
No, Bridgewater not anymore, right? They've got the Trask kid
Thompson kid.
they got to go with.
Who?
Is it Thompson or let me
I
pull it up for
remember
sure.
Tom.
I
Anyone in the
know
chat, please let us
Trask
know. Is it
maybe.
is it Bridgewater or Thompson? I think it's Thompson, but I just want to make sure. But yeah, I mean that's pretty big. If he can't play for like another 2 weeks or a week, that's going to be pretty big coming down to what actually really needs to happen. Because I mean, you've seen what their offense looks like with Waddle and Tua, Mostart. I mean, it's good, but man, Tua throwing those 3 interceptions in a row, I was like, you got to be kidding me. Because some of his slingers were just on it. They were on it. Like, he was throwing some really good balls. But holy crap. If he is down, that's just, it's like the football gods are like giving us this. But we still got to do our part. And that's what I want to talk about. It's the Jets, guys. We're a fan base that's lost a lot. We've done this for a very long time, and we always find ourselves in this position. That being said, Porto, how do you feel going into the Seahawks? We're facing against 2 former players of ours, so that's going to be interesting. And Pete Carroll had a stint with us as well. What do you think?
I mean, again, a lot plays into it, right?
Right, exactly.
We technically, as of last week, we all know we were ready on we know our job is we must win. We have to do it. And that obviously narrative didn't work out when we played the freaking Jags. Okay. We knew we needed to win that game, and we made it tougher on ourselves. I hate being in a position that we have to rely on other teams to do stuff, right? But it is what it is. At least we're still playing meaningful football in December. Now, the Dolphins situation is weird because even if they could clear him, I feel like what they went through earlier in the season with the tampering stuff, all that legal stuff that came out about, they put him back too soon. They might be overcautious and hold him out regardless, right? Because they're like, we can't risk it. Yeah. But then you mentioned his accuracy, right? I think they deal with the same stuff that we deal with. Yeah, it's different because it's Tyreek Hill and Waddle, right? But I'm sorry. I think we can literally now, this many weeks in, can sit here and say we've got a dope receiving corps as Jets fans.
Yes.
I mean, come on. You tell me all of us aren't Garrett Wilson fans already? We have to be. So they've got Tua and we've got Zach Wilson, and we're both dealing with quarterback carousel headaches. I think they're a little further ahead in the quarterback situation, obviously, minus concussions. But look, man, as long as they lose, I don't care who the quarterback is. I don't care if Tua's got to be on concussion protocol for the rest of the season. Please, whatever it takes for them to lose the next 2 games, sign me up for it, Jet.
Hey,
and James Thompson in the chat said, yes, it is Thompson. I figured that Thompson would know that's Thompson.
Yeah. Good stuff, Thompson. I like that. And then so we'll say some hi, James. Nice to see you. Let's go, Mike White. Agree. This is one of my other co-hosts, DKBX Jets. Good guy. Got a great channel. And then the division championship game against Buffalo, I believe we will beat them in that game because we was so close in both those games. We should have won both those games, in my personal opinion. Honestly, I like that, James. I like that. Nice to meet you. In all honesty, the Jets, this is only my personal opinion. Everyone's got their own opinion, but we should have won almost every single game this year if we had a consistent quarterback and we had a consistent O-line and with all the injuries. All the games that we've lost this year, it's literally been our own fault. Like, not only our own fault, but we found a way to lose. Like, we just kept kicking ourselves. So I would say we probably should have lost maybe 3 to 4 games, because this team is so ahead of that rebuild. Like, you were thinking, 3-4 years. No, we're already ahead because we got a great defense. If we didn't have all those injuries, I think it would have been even more interesting now. Like, we should probably feel more comfortable that we're in the playoffs now, because those Patriots games killed us. What do you think, Porto?
Yeah, a good 100%. I mean, come on. I went into this season. We had a show, an episode on one of our shows where, it was a prediction episode before the season started.
Yeah.
I penciled our Jets in at 8 wins. I've saved that clip. That's where I had us at.
There you go.
Anything above 8 wins, I was going to be happy as can be, right? Because when we first started the season, it was like, okay, we know we have these issues. We didn't expect to hit on all these young guys the way we did this season. And and it's great to see. But my issue, Jet, is we still have the same problem, though. We still have the quarterback issue. So to me, you can never fully, in my eyes, I can never sit here and say, oh, we're ahead of the rebuild. To me, when you have the biggest piece not solved, you're not ahead of the rebuild. Okay. You're in a frozen state of your rebuild. Because if you don't mind, right, let's play this out.
Split it up.
Season's over. We don't make the playoffs. Let's just say that's over now, right? We're going to the
Okay.
off season.
Okay.
You really got to look at it two ways. If we are going to move from Zach Wilson, which I know you said we're going to touch on Zach in a bit, right? And we'll get into it more.
Yeah.
We're in a position right now where the question is, do we go and get that veteran QB to come in now that we've got all these young stud receivers, this young core, and the defense that's hitting? Or are we going to have to realize we have so many players that are coming up on contracts too, bro? Where it's like, we're in such a, oh my God state where it's like, you almost feel like, okay, we got to hope for the best outcome this season.
Yeah.
Because we've got a lot of questions that need to be answered going into the off season, bro.
And not, I'm glad you said it, because I was going to touch base on this. It's like this team this year, if we didn't get to the playoffs, it kind of would have been a little bit of a waste for me, because this team is too talented not to make the playoffs. But the quarterback position was really, and the O-line has just been such a big issue. But I want to remind people, though, that next year, our season and who we're facing against is going to be awful. Like, awful. Like, our schedule is going to suck. Now, I'm counting on Saleh to like get our team together, make some moves next year, and JD, because JD's been pulling off some crazy moves. You never know with JD. So I think overall, first off, Quan, right? Mosley, Quincy, Quinnen, gotta get a quarterback. Like, it's insane how much could be such a big disaster and how much it could come together. Like, it's both. I agree with you with the rebuilding thing, right? But for me, if we had a quarterback, I think it would have been fine.
Right. And that's the thing. I don't think we don't have a quarterback, bro. Right? I mean, we do. We've got. I mean, let's be real. We all love Mike White, right? And it's not because Mike White is an amazing quarterback. It's because here's the key word: efficiency. Saleh said it today. You get efficiency with Mike White. You've got someone that said when you watch him play, we're like, oh, so that's what it looks like to put 400 yards up. Oh, that's what it looks like when more than one receiver can catch a ball when they're 2 yards away from you, right? Yeah. So we've got something solid with Mike, but I'll tell you, there was somebody in your chat right there, and
what's up?
If you want to pull it up, Mar.
Okay,
that said, let's get a veteran quarterback to light an even bigger fire under Mike White's ass and take it to another level.
I agree. That's what I was going to touch base on.
I love that he said that. I love that he said that, because that was the next part to my thing is, we heard Robert Saleh today say that Zach Wilson is still a part of this plan for the franchise. Yeah. But as a fan base, do we think it'd be smarter for us to say, hey, bring the veteran and invest in Mike White?
So here's my prediction for that. And before I do that, it is Thompson, as we were talking about for Tua. I think it's going to come down to coach playing calling, exactly because of Saleh's timeout issues, his play calling issues, and the way he's managing the game. That is going to be a little bit of an issue. But so Dark Soldier is one of our good followers. Appreciate you stopping by, my man. Go Jets. Rendell, nice to see you.
How about Matt Smith? This guy's mug is invisible. I know, bro. Everything. Look, the tattoo gets all.
I love it, man. That's awesome. I think it's dope. But yeah, the invisible mug thing, that's great. And then we will get a QB next year. Mike White will be a backup. I think so too. I think it should be, because we got to pay Zach Wilson $20 million next year, right?
Zach's not going anywhere.
Oh no, and I understand that. I don't think he's going to go anywhere either.
We both know it.
But I can see it going either way, because they made some moves that I'm like, oh, they made big boy moves. You know what I mean? Like, they made some big boy moves, and we're not used to that. We talked about that, Porter. Like, we're not used to that. Right. So anything could happen. I'm worried about the coach and the play calling, that anything, especially Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what, James Thompson? I'll tell you what, though, on that comment, I kind of would have agreed with you up until Saturday, I think it was. And that's because that press conference with Saleh, where he did take ownership, right? He noticed it. He noticed not only the play calling, but the lack of usage on how they use the timeouts, not getting involved too much with decision. But you're right. Look, you definitely see a difference in LaFleur depending on what quarterback's in there. And that's obviously how it works. But you can't treat them both so different. You know what I mean? Like, it's a different. But yeah, if we can get LaFleur to give us the play calling that we had, even in that Vikings game that we lost.
Exactly.
The play calling like that for Mike.
1 in 6 in the red zone's not going to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I agree. And it's what my other boy is saying, how much of a difference there between Mike White and Garoppolo. Neither have an elite trait. No need to have both when there are a bunch of guys playing around with the same talent level. The only thing about Mike White and Jimmy Garoppolo, Garoppolo for me, and thanks for the question, Garoppolo is very injury prone. And I think for me, I don't want a quarterback that will get injured at least 2 to 3 times a year, in my opinion. He's a good quarterback, but I like Mike White better. I think he would be, I know his ribs injury, but I mean, it's because we have a crappy O-line. I mean, that you can't help it. Milano's playing at a Pro Bowl level. But for me, if you bring in Garoppolo and bring in Mike White, just like, who was the other guy that said that question? Was it Marmar? Right?
Yeah,
To go to the next level. I like this thing a little bit better with this one, because if you're going to bring a veteran quarterback like a Minshew, right, or someone else like that to give a quarterback competition, because that's I think what needs to happen. But I know me and you, Porto, have talked about this. If Mike White plays well the next 2 games and gets us in the playoffs, who knows?
I mean,
who knows?
as a franchise, you would want to say, hey, the guy keeps proving that he can win for us. Right. Which, and I hate, and I hope people don't take it the wrong way, but also I don't care.
Me neither. I don't care either. So you're good.
Mike White played 3 games for us and won how many this year? Right.
Oh, yeah.
It's been 3 games.
Yeah.
1 win?
So he played 3 last year and he played 2 this year, right?
So it's been 2 this year. 1 win, 1 loss.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to make sure.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Point.
Yeah.
That's my point. We're still questioning on how many wins do we have. We still get losses.
Yeah, because he got injured last year playing 3 games when he had 1 good game, 1 bad game, but then he still started. And then, what did he do? Yeah, then he got injured, and then it was Josh Johnson or Flacco or Wilson at the end of that. Yeah, Wilson at the end of that.
So my point is, you still lose games no matter what. Okay, you could have the best elite quarterbacks in the league. You still lose games. The problem is, it's okay to lose games when you're losing a game as a team. But what we keep running into as a team, Jet, is each game can sit there and point specific to what the mistakes were, who the issue was. To me, that's a good problem to have. Shoot, guys, last 2 years, we sat here, we were like, everything's wrong. Everything. We've got no defense. We need help in the run game. Our O-line sucks. Now we're sitting here saying, okay, now we can go specifics and be like, well, you know what? Michael Carter, last couple of games on defense, step it up. What are you doing, bro? Like, you were locked down in the beginning of the season. Now you're doing a little shit, right? Our O-line, first half of the season, it looked like we had a freaking O-line. And
Mitchell, Vera Tucker, and Lakin. But Lakin's been a little bit of a bust this year, in my opinion.
Nate and Tomlinson, they both need to get it together. Like, they just look lost out there. So, again, we can have a million quarterback conversations, bro, but we still know we need to fix that O-line. We need things to, and you know what? Without having our running back stud, injuries, he gets some. But the quarterback situation, can I throw a conspiracy out there?
I mean, you can throw whatever you want out there.
All right. Hear me out. Hear me out. And this is the content side of my brain. All right, chat, hear me out and tell me if you think I'm crazy.
Hey.
First, I saw Randila in the chat, but how much money do you invest in quarterbacks? Agreed, right? We can't go and get 30 quarterbacks and try them all out and lock up millions of dollars.
They deserve another shot. I agree that they deserve another shot to get a quarterback,
Do you think it would be crazy if these New York Jets decided to sign Aaron Rodgers next year for a year or 2? Hear me out.
Okay.
If we're going to get a veteran,
and
you're going to keep Zach Wilson and still believe in him because it's only 2nd year, most of us are giving up on him, but we all get that moment when he does that. The combine play, right? That rollout and that super arm, we're all like, oh.
I've seen Sam Darnold do it. Yeah, exactly.
Right. That's the one. So you get that little hope. The man was in love, right? With Aaron Rodgers. That was his
guy.
Like, So what if you brought him in with our team that we have right now? You let Aaron do his thing for a year or 2, help our entire fan base, our squad. And now you got Zach and Mike behind Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, it's not too crazy because it's like the Lamar Jackson thing. If you're going to go out and get Lamar Jackson, we have the capital, but we don't have the money, but we can free up some things. But here's the thing, though. If you're going to go out and get Lamar Jackson because of JD's connection, because, his mentor being a GM drafted Lamar Jackson, he knows Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. So that's not crazy either. So
there's we'll have all the speculation, right?
Right. This is just me, though. I don't want any veteran quarterback. in next year in free agency. There's just none of them in my mind that are good enough. But if you want to get Lamar Jackson for the right price, then I'll be like, okay, yeah, I can deal with that. But Aaron Rodgers, I think he's going to retire, in my personal opinion. So I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, and that's why I said in a conspiracy theory world.
Oh,
right?
no, I love your theory because it makes sense with the Zach Wilson thing. It makes sense.
Right.
But
because, I mean, let's be real. We're going to go into this offseason, whether we make the playoffs or not.
Right.
We're still going to go into this offseason with question marks at QB. And that should be the biggest thing as a fan base that we're looking at outside of our own line, obviously, is set us up for success.
Yeah.
We've drafted amazing pieces. We've got we learned this year that we've got a team that can compete. Like, think about it, Jet. Last year, if you would have sat there like you did just now and told me our schedule is going to be even easier next year. This is the first year I feel like I can say, who cares? We've proven that we can fight the big boys this year.
We can. You're right.
Get me that quarterback. Get me a quarterback. So that next year, we're not even having this conversation. Solve the problem.
And I think what's really interesting when it comes to the Jets, we have one of the best divisions now. You would think the Broncos, Raiders, Chargers, and Chiefs would have been a packed division, but it's been very disappointing. The Chiefs are going to run away with it again, with maybe the Chargers and Raiders having maybe a wild card in there, maybe. But I think this is the next division that's going to be some of the best in football because of all the talent that we have. But if we can get a quarterback and an old line in there, it's going to be great. Like I can't wait, but I'm going to go in the chat real quick. So here we go. Hackett. I know I got fired today and bringing him to manage timeouts. What do you think about Hackett? Like, do you like Hackett?
Oh, sorry. That thing just shut off on me. We back? All right.
Yeah, you're back. What do you think about Hackett?
He said bring Nathaniel Hackett to manage the timeouts. I'll approve this message. I'll ride with Matt on that one. Good call, Matt. Come on, Matt. Come in here and call the timeouts for us.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Approved. I'll ride that one with you.
But how much money do you invest in a QB? I mean, I just think for me, bring in a veteran quarterback, but there's just not really great options. I understand you can pick out Minshew, right? He's done pretty good. You can pick out Jacoby Brissett, even done pretty good. Or you can trade for a quarterback, right? But it's just in my mind, I'm just that Jets fan that I'm just not satisfied with that free agency yet because I still want to see what Mike White brings to the table. But I agree that we need to replace Flacco. 100%. He should be on an island somewhere enjoying his retirement. But overall,
and let me just say, DKB and Don, again, pure conspiracy theory. I'm not here starting a petition to go get Aaron Rodgers, but I figure everybody's throwing out scenarios. I think everybody's still focused on Zach is just completely gone. He's not going to be completely gone like that,
Yeah. Here we go, Vinny. We're gonna ride this wave. Let's go, Jets, baby.
Yeah.
Here we go, DKB. Like you said in here, Green Bay. Green Bay. I agree. He wants. He can't. I don't think New York is the place for him anyway. I think he should stay in Green Bay. Let's see. We don't need Aaron. Tannehill is out there as well. I mean, yeah, Tannehill. I mean, that's just interesting. I mean, if he wants to get back at the Dolphins. I mean, that's another one. But
to me, Tannehill is like he's your game manager, right? He's not going to solve. He's not going to solve the problems we have.
Right.
And let's be real with our fan base. Could you imagine if we had another? Because Tannehill really reminds me of Sanchez, right? Where it's that game control.
Yeah.
Yes, we have the defense. We're proving we have the defense that could handle having a game manager like that. But our fan base is not signing up to have someone that's just going to run the ball. We're tired of not having a quarterback that can fling the rock and give us a good game.
Facts.
So miss me on the whole Tannehill project.
Dude, look at Marmar. Bro, I played Madden since Nintendo 64. I can manage the timeouts for much longer. Hey, that's some good shit right there. I love that, Marmar.
You know what? It's funny he said that because
I love that. Because I was just playing that. I was just playing that yesterday.
No, the worst is, you know what, Marmar? You would get the job over me. I'm that dude that's just too busy when I'm playing Madden and I don't realize it's almost halftime and I'm on the 1 yard line and the clock runs out. I'm like, damn it, Salah. Like, that's me.
Yeah, right. Oh, my God, I love that.
That was a good one.
If we get Merritt going to want to leave if he won't. Yeah, he won't. I mean, this is loyalty in my mind. Mike White gets cut 4 times. 4 times. And he's still with us. Hats off to him, man, honestly. And I know people are saying Tom Brady. You got your Brady guys out there. You got no Brady. But Marmar's right. I think Brady would sabotage us. But there's only one thing that could really benefit Brady to coming here. We have an offense that's ready. We can reconstruct the O-line. But the thing about Brady, if he comes here, which he's not, I know that, but he will get to play Belichick 2 times a year. And he would get some payback. I don't know how much payback, but he would get some payback. But everyone keeps throwing out that question, Brady, and I'm like, I don't know. And there are people who keep throwing out Derek Carr, and I'm just like, Raiders aren't going to cut Derek Carr. There's so much money that they owe him next year, and I just don't think that's going to happen, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
But
look, guys, I'm 40 years old. All right. I have no problem saying I'm a 40-year-old guy. All right. And after all the crap I've gone through for years with Tom Brady, I can't, my arm would burn nonstop if that man was our quarterback. I can't do it. I just cannot see it. So if you want to smash James Thompson's no Brady on the screen 100 times, feel free, Italy Jet, because that's the side I'm on. I can't do the Brady thing. No way.
Well, and no, I agree with you on that one. I think this is my solution for the quarterback position. You go out and get a veteran. It's going to have a quarterback competition between Mike White and Wilson, and even keep Strebler. Keep him in there. I think Wilson's going to stay. If we cut him or trade him, I would be shocked. But I also wouldn't be shocked if he is successful with another team. We've seen it many times. I mean, Darnold's doing good right now. Geno Smith is a Pro Bowler now. Like we've seen this before. So it's one of those things where you just never know what's going to happen. But I do like the future of the Jets, even if we have a horrible schedule next year. I still believe. I think we all believe because of what we've done against the Bills, right? What we've done against the Bills, the Dolphins, and we played till the very end. We're one of the best fourth quarter teams in football. Like it's crazy that we're saying all this because it's the Jets, but it's true. If Saleh can get his managing skills with the timeouts and time management under control, I think we'll be okay. But what do you think, Porto?
Yeah, I mean, look, we all know as a fan base, we're going to be talking quarterback situation for a while.
Yeah,
okay.
Always.
I'm okay with saying, you know what, for the next 2 weeks, I promise everybody in this chat, I will not talk quarterback situation. I will just talk to Jet about other stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what our boy Mike White can do for us.
Exactly.
These next 2 weeks. This is more than anything like an interview for him, right? Like he knows the fan base is behind him. He knows that locker room is behind him. He knows he doesn't have Zach Wilson like on his heels, like major competition. Go out there, do what we know you can do, and make this quarterback conversation that much easier on the front office, on the fan base going into next year.
Amen. Hey, I love what Matthew said. Smith, you're awesome, dude. New York is the best place to be a practice squad.
It's true.
That's so funny.
Why not?
So getting into the game now, last week's game, and then we'll talk about this week's game. Thursday night football, my God. I know we're not good on, primetime games, but man, what'd you think about that?
Like
just overall.
There's really nothing to say.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing. We all know it. We've dealt with it. Okay. I've gotten over it. All right. Santa came, gave me the good gifts that he gave me over the weekend.
Right.
That game was horrible, but let's be real. I mean, Jet, did you expect us to have an amazing game? We all, as a fan base, went into that being like, man, what are we going to get?
I did not. I thought we were going to lose. Yeah. 100%.
Right? I mean, I'm pretty sure even on your own podcast before that game, you said the Jets are going to lose on your own.
Yes,
right?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I've said it 5 times that week, maybe 7.
Don't get me wrong. I went into it hoping, of course, right? Like, all right, maybe this will be that moment. Zach, we can blame Zach Wilson all we want.
Right.
Zach Wilson came back in because we had no choice. Right. The plan was for him not to come on the field. They could say, oh, yeah, he's still a part of the plan was Mike White. Let him keep rolling.
Right.
So it wasn't like he did something special in practice and that's how we got back on the field. So we all knew Saleh in the front office was pushing to the situation because of the injury.
Yeah.
As a fan base, we're told Flacco or Wilson. We're going Wilson.
Right.
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 There's it was a shit show, man.
It was a
Like
shit show.
it really was.
It
It
was
was a
bad.
horrible Thursday. I canceled my show on Friday. How about that? All right.
Oh,
No, I didn't. I
oh.
didn't. I thought about it though.
I think I canceled one of them. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I think I did. Yeah, it was one of them.
Pissed off.
It was interesting, but it was a Thursday night game, so I think it was fine. But overall, yeah, it was a shit show. We don't have to talk about it anymore. Now let's go to the
Thank you.
Seahawks. Let's go to the Seahawks game. Like I said, we're going into the Seahawks. It's hard to play there. My dad worked for the Rams. He said it's the loudest stadium he's been in. Well, one of them. One of the last stadiums he's been in. The video and the weather and just everything else. It's hard to play there, even against the Seahawks. It's always hard because you just don't know what's going to happen with anything there. Yeah. And for me, it's going to be tough. It's going to go all the way to the end again. In my personal opinion, it's going to go all the way to the end again. But I think the big difference is, can you protect Mike White? He had a rib injury because of our offensive line not doing a great job. Give props, like I said, to Milano, Pro Bowler. He came back. I did not want him to come back that game because I knew he would make the difference. And that's exactly what happened. Overall, what do you think is the big keys going into this game for the Jets to win?
Well, I mean, you got to look at it, right? I mean, the Seahawks are ranked 31 against the run.
Yeah.
They're 29 with the yards allowed,
right,
and 17 against the pass.
Mm-hmm.
If our O-line, every game that we've rushed where our running game takes off, we win. If our O-line can make sure that we're getting some holes and we can get the running game started, we can walk away with a win. And now we've got Mike White in there. Give him some time to throw that ball. I mean, come on, 29 with yards allowed. So we're already going into it knowing that we're going up against a defense that we can, and they allow people to pass on them. They allow teams, what is it, 28 points average is what they allow their opponents to put up?
It's crazy.
If we can put up 28 points this week, I'll be happy. Okay, anything's better than the 3s and the 6s that we're seeing.
Yep.
Right?
Agreed.
So
Agreed.
I really do think, as much as it sucks to say, this isn't, it depends on Mike White's play. No, I really feel that it depends on that O-line this week. They need to find a way to patch it together and give us some time. Mike White makes the right reads. He doesn't need as much time as Zach Wilson does. He knows how to read quicker. He gets the ball out quicker. Give the man some time.
I agree. Mike White gives us the best chance to win and going into the playoffs, but it's going to be up to our running game if we can get that going. Protect White and protect Carter, protect even Knight if he can come in and give us that juice. We all know, we've seen it before. He can give us that juice.
Yeah, but Bam needs to stop going. He needs to get back to his style that he was in the beginning, right?
I agree.
He's trying to go outside too much. When he was going up and down, like he was killing it.
I agree. Even in the chat, Matthew, James, Matthias, thanks for joining us. Marmar, he does. He gives us the best chance to win, and he is our guy for now. I agree. If he can continue to do it, I mean, and plus, this team loves the crap out of him. I don't see this anywhere else with any other quarterback. I know we've seen clips of Garrett Wilson and Zach Wilson on the sideline and stuff.
Right.
And Flacco, just like this game in my background right here with Wilson against the Browns, they liked him during that time too. But things change each week, especially if you're a player there and a Jets fan. For me, the Seahawks, Geno's a scrambler. He throws really great throws, but he does get picked at least once or twice a game. Yeah. The thing about Geno Smith is even though he has a scrambler, but you can get after their O-line. Even when he scrambles, we got the guys to chase him if we're all healthy and back. And Quinnen, thank you for Quinnen to come back, made all the difference. It made all the difference. And Mosley even playing hot. So you're going to get beaten on the cornerback position eventually, right? We saw Sauce and Reed get beat a lot, but last game, but overall they put up pretty good numbers still. I mean, we could talk about Joyner and Whitehead, right? I mean, it's just been Whitehead finally showed up, but man, oh my gosh, they're killing me. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so I want to touch on the team loving Mike White, right? You brought it up, and everybody in the chat's talking about it. Wouldn't you When you got a guy that's
yeah.
been in there and you're begging for trades to another team because you're getting no targets, and the man comes in for like 2 games, throws up 952 yards, 3 touchdowns. Like, yeah, I would be a receiver he would become my best friend. Mike White would become my best friend. That's the guy that's making sure I'm putting food in my kid's mouth.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, the team does ride or die with him. And I'm sorry. We all believed in Mike White, and so did this team. But I really believe when he came back out with the injury, that was the moment that won it over for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
That moment of him coming out and taking hit after hit after hit and still getting up and then finding out he had the ribs. That was the moment that we all were already saying Mike effing White. Now it was like Mike effing White. You know what I mean? Like, okay,
all the shirts, everything.
Yeah. So seeing the team rally behind him is huge. And someone in the chat said it too. The team has to be feeling great after this weekend.
Yeah.
They were literally gifted everything. Like, hey, guys. Oh, and you know what? You need some more help. Here's a concussion to Tua. Okay, great. And if we can make it that the Bengals need to actually play all their guys the final week of the season, I mean, just so many pieces falling in place for us. And I love
it. And not only that, it's like I knew we still had a chance, but that chance is a long shot, right? You just know every single chance could be a long shot. But like how it was calculated this week, it's like, dude, this is weird. It wasn't just weird, but like, we still have a long way to go, but like, it's just nice. It's nice because we gave up last week. Like you could tell we just gave up going this weekend. All right, let's just enjoy our holidays, right? Enjoy our holidays and come back Monday. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah. Like everybody's timeline on Twitter is so different. It went from, the Jets, same one to oh my gosh, it's a miracle.
It's a miracle. So as we continue to talk about the Seahawks game, and all the interviews that happened with Mosley, Sauce Gardner, and Quinnen today, I mean, they're all really pumped. What are your 3 takeaways to win against the Seahawks?
Well, one thing I'll say is we don't know if they get Tyler Lockett back. I'm hoping they don't, right? Because that's another weapon we have to worry about. Right. And when he is in there, it does help whatever quarterback they have in spread that field, right? Because you got to put that attention on Lockett. You got to put attention on Metcalf. So, I think if our secondary can lock it down, like we know they can, right? Obviously, Sauce do his thing, not get burnt. We got burned too much on the short routes last week. With those Jaguars, right? And I think they had a good game plan. They're like, yo, we're not going to throw too much long because that Sauce guy and them, that secondary is coming. But they played that short ball. And if they come into this week allowing that again, we're going to face the same issues. Yeah. I mean, they literally small balled us that entire game. I think we need to see the pressure on the quarterback. That's another thing. We didn't get a lot of pressure on Thursday night.
That's facts.
Our defense, when we're getting that pressure, that's what's really pushing the tempo, helping our secondary. So Quinnen, I feel, is going to be even healthier than he was last week, right? A whole week now that he's feeling good. Give me some pressure on the quarterback. Let's get that running game going, and let's hope Lockett is out. And please, if we need to punch Geno Smith in the mouth, we've done it before, all right?
Why not do it again? I love it.
We need the win, man. And I'd hate for it to be Geno that beats us. You know, nothing against Geno, but again, the storyline that I am not signing up for. Geno Smith gets revenge on the Jets. No, none of that.
We don't need that in our life.
How about Geno Smith still can't win with the Jets? You know what I mean? Something like that would be good.
I mean, I love Geno. I'm rooting for Geno on everything else except the Jets. But because he was my quarterback. I don't like any other quarterback lately in the last few years. Fitzpatrick had a good year, that 1 year, but he caused drama for us the following year. Sanchez, he did his part, but he wasn't like, you could tell he was just there because he had a good team around him. And he did make some stuff happen, but, the butt fumble and all the other stuff. It's like,
hold on a second. Everybody talks about the butt fumble like it was a bad thing.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing
about press we got as the Jets base because of that butt fumble.
But here's the butt fumble, though. You can't help that either. You can't help that either. Like, you can't help that either. But I'm talking about the publicity because, like, Sam with mono and all the other stuff. Like, publicity that drives me crazy. Exactly. Oh, God. But it's
Wilson with the Cougars. The storylines are great.
What's Mike White? So Mike White's just going to be the nickname, the dog. He's just the dog.
Right?
I think that should just be his nickname, the dog.
Hashtag, there we go, chat. Get it out there. Let's go.
But yeah, before we go, Porto, it's been a great chat. There's more from us in the future, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna start something new eventually, but keep in contact, keeping tabs. January, it's gonna be dope. But one last thing though, Porto, if you can give a score prediction for the Seahawks game, what do you think? I know a lot of things got to happen though. I understand that, but what do you think?
It's funny because I had a conversation this afternoon with a buddy of mine who's a Dolphins fan. And we always have prediction talks. You know, he does it on his show and stuff. And my answer to him was, this one out of every game this season, for me, is the hardest one for me to actually put speculation on. And here's why, Jet. We know that the Seahawks average 28 points given up.
Yeah, that is facts.
So I take that into consideration. Mm-hmm. But I also take into consideration we don't put 28 points up very much. So that balance there is like, okay, what's going to work in our favor? So in that case, I'm going to go with, yes, I think our Jets win. I don't think we put up the 28. I think we end up walking away with like a 21-17 kind of game. Jets win.
I'm with you on this because the thing is, when people always, podcasters, fans, when they say, oh, we're going to beat some of these guys 38-17, 30-10, that's number 3. I'm like, okay, listen, do you not know the Jets? It's always neck and neck. Every game, it's different. These players, these freaking things got to go through with injuries. So for me, going into Seattle, I don't care what the weather looks like. I don't care how rowdy this is. For me, this is going to be a 20-14 game, Jets. I do feel more confident now. I'm only worried about the O-line and the running game, and that's it. I'm not worried about the defense. We got Quinnen back. That sparked a fire in us. So I'm going to go 20-14. Even if Geno puts up a couple touchdowns, I think Mike White is just so on course with everybody, and he's going to get him involved. We got to see what these concussion protocols with the Jets too, right? Because we just got Mims and Smith. But man, I'm excited. This put like a jolt back into me again.
The whole fan
I love
base,
it, man. I love it.
Definitely.
Everyone,
and I'm going to retract my statement real quick. Make it
2017
because I do see Mike White throwing for 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
So that'll be the 2 touchdowns we score is what I'm thinking with 2 field goals. I'm going with the 2017 Jets win. Can you tell I do Knicks content too? I'm like, Knicks, Jets, Yankees.
Right. Love it. Marmar, thank you for this one because I would love to save it for the fish too. If we can just wipe the floor, oh my goodness, I'll throw a fish party for all my Italian and Puerto Rican friends. I'll do it.
Go.
The defensive coordinator didn't make no changes, just kept it the same. Yep. You got a fan in here, Marmar, like the one Porto.
Appreciate
Good
you,
stuff,
Marmar.
guys. Everyone in the chat, thank you so much for coming. DKBX, Jets, Don, Rendella. I appreciate everybody. If I got that name wrong, I'm so sorry. Marmar, James, appreciate y'all. Porto, where can we find you?
Yeah, so Twitter at JiggaPorto. I'm the director of content and host for KOD Media. So you can catch me during the week doing my Knicks Morning Brew Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. We've got Yankees content, Knicks content. We've got UFC. So KOD Media on YouTube, and you can follow me at JiggaPorto on Twitter. Looking forward to 2023. Italy Jet and I working behind the scenes, little ideas that we plan on doing for next year to bring some Jets content. And man, let's go Jets. We need this win. Come on, Mike effing White. Give it to me.
Yes.
And, I appreciate you inviting me on, bro. Anytime.
Hey, always, my friend. The dream team.
Yeah,
always the dream team. We have another guy's a dream team with us. I love it too as well. Guys, you can follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and YouTube for everything NYJ. You can follow me, Italy Jet, on these social media platforms. Appreciate the support with everything for Porto and me and Liam and our channel as we all continue to grow each and every day. And one last time, go Jets. We still have a chance.
Buddy.
We wouldn't want it any other way for us Jets fans. Have a good night. Enjoy your holidays. We'll see you later on. Peace.